Hey everybody, just stopping in real quick to do a quick video on these Workpro socket organizers for you tool collectors out there. When I was shopping around, the one question I couldn't seem to get answered is just the height of the base of the organizer. Basically, how high the organizer with the tool would be, because I was curious if it would actually fit into one of the drawers down here and still clear the bottom of the drawer above it. Obviously, if you're like a professional mechanic, you got like one of those big snap-on tool chests or stuff like that. I'm sure that's not going to be an issue for you. But for us smaller shade tree guys, space is an issue. So yeah, I was just curious if this was going to work out in a drawer. It didn't. Obviously, that's why I've got them up here. Luckily, I've got, sort of a deep lid to this, so they clear just fine in this top area here, but I had to rearrange some other stuff. But anyway, if you've got the same question, the base of these, it's a magnetic base, by the way, and it sticks like crazy. They don't hold the tools in super tight, but getting these things off of this metal toolbox, I mean, they're practically glued on at this point. But the magnetic base here is 5 millimeters high. So basically, when you're considering whether or not these would fit in a drawer, you take the tallest socket that you have that you're planning on putting in these, and then just measure it and then add 5 millimeters to that. And if you can still clear your drawer, you're good. Otherwise, you may need to consider where you're going to put them. One other thing to think about is, these are awesome, but they're gonna, if you're a completionist like me, it's gonna drive you nuts, all the empty spots that you see. I've had my tools since I was 18, back in the 90s. I got one of those all-in-one sort of Craftsman made in America tool sets, and over the years, obviously, that's grown quite a bit and shrunk too as I've lost stuff. So it's helped me figure out where I need to fill in some blanks that I think are important. Others I'm gonna just leave. So yeah, if you're like just starting out collecting your tools and you're just piecing together your first set or something, that's something to consider. You may not, in general these days, actually, you don't really need a whole lot of SAE. It's more about the blue metric ones. Unless you're working on something super old school like that girl right there. Even American cars, since the early 2000s, in my experience, have been pretty much all metric. So maybe save yourself a little money. If you see a bunch of cheap sets for SAE, maybe consider them if they're cheap. But given your circumstance, if it's not something old school, you probably don't need a whole lot of SAE. Okay, that's all I've got. Thanks. Bye.